Hey guys, what's up? It's Patrick here, and today I'm bringing you guys a troop spotlight on the Minions, and I'm going to show you guys what they're all about. So talking about the Minions, they're actually unlocked right when you build your Dark Barracks at level 1, and it should be at Town Hall 7 when you can build your Dark Barracks, so you actually get them fairly quickly. So one thing about the Minion, they're actually considered a tier 1 troop, sort of like the Barbarian, Archer, Goblin, and Wallbreaker, but it's weird because they're the only tier 1 troop inside the Dark Barracks. So obviously a plus about the Minions, they fly, so you can avoid the mortar, the cannon, and expos that are on the ground. So this makes them really great for certain air strategies, and one that's really popular is the Balloonian. So we'll probably check that out a little bit later, and I'll give you guys an example on what it looks like. Okay, so since Minions are actually flying and ranged, which is I think like the only troop of its kind, unless you consider dragons ranged, they're really great for picking off buildings. So no matter what your army composition is, it never really hurts to bring maybe 4 or 5 minions, because if you see like gold mines or elixir pumps on the outside, you can usually just drop 1 or 2 minions to pick those guys off. That way you're not in the line of fire. So they're really good for picking off buildings, and I'll show that off in just a little bit. So pretty much the biggest weakness of Minions is that they have really low hit points. So you can see it only has 84 hit points, and that's usually enough for something like an Archer Tower to shoot down in just one shot. So you really want to keep these guys protected, especially against things like air bombs. So the air bombs, if you drop all your minions in one spot, in general, the air bombs can take them out all at one time. So yeah, stay away from air bombs, try to keep them protected, and they can actually deal out a lot of damage, especially for a troop that only takes up 2 army camp spots. So let's go ahead and put them to the test, and I'm actually going to attack this base using balloons, minions, and then a couple of different spells. So looking at my spells, these really aren't the ones you want to bring. I actually use these spells for either Go Wipe or Go Wee Wee, but if you're using maybe like a balloon minion composition, people generally tend to use rage spells, maybe 1 lightning spell, and if you run into some inferno towers that are close to the outside, maybe bring a free spell or 2. Okay, so looking at this guy's base, I'm going to go ahead and show off the minions on the very top and show you guys how they're really effective for picking off buildings. So you see there's a couple gold mines up here, and I'm going to drop my minions really slowly because like I talked about earlier, the air bombs take them out extremely quickly. I know I've had a lot of times where I drop like 20 in one spot and then they get wiped out right away. So I'm going to make sure I drop them slowly, and you're going to see that they're just going to take out these buildings one shot at a time, and those are going to give me some free percentage points against this base. So right now I'm actually doing some trophy pushing. So if you guys are ever farming, the minions are actually still really effective if you're using maybe barbarians and archers in your army composition. Pretty much BAM is one of the most powerful strategies today. People will bring barbarians, archers, and minions, and then the minions are really effective for doing stuff like I was just doing right there. They can clean up some buildings on the outside. You won't even have to worry about dropping some troops there and having them be shot down by the mortar or the cannon. Just drop 1 or 2 minions and you're able to steal the resources for free. Okay, so for this base, since this guy has a lot of defenses right here, I'm actually just going to go ahead and drop some balloons. It looks like there are some Teslas, and I was going to use the minions to clean up most of the buildings on the outside, but you can see the balloons are so powerful, they actually destroyed most of the buildings in that radius. So they're just going to be taking care of these wizard towers and some of the stuff over there, and then now that I'm free, I can just drop a minion, and that little guy is going to take care of those 2 buildings. Same thing on the right hand side. I'm going to drop balloons up front, and then slowly right after that I'll drop my minions. And this is what a lot of people do. They like to use this strategy to slowly make their way around the base, use balloons up front and then minions from the back, and they're very easily able to get 50%. You're not really trying to get 2 stars with this army composition against Town Hall 10s that look like this. You're really just trying to get 50% and walk away from the base. So something that's really good about this strategy is it's not really as expensive as other strategies. So things like Go Wee Wee and Go Wipe, they take a lot of time to make those compositions, as well as they're really expensive. But the minions are actually extremely cheap, and you can make them very fast. And this is what people who don't gem tend to use in their army compositions. So they'll just boost their barracks, they'll boost their dark barracks, and they'll just be making a bunch of balloons and minions, and they can attack really frequently, and it's very easy to get 1 star against a base. So same thing on this left-hand side. Going to drop a couple of balloons. Going to drop some minions. I actually don't have another rage spell. I probably would use that here, but instead I'm just going to freeze that expo. And a lot of times you'll go against bases that have their expos pointed down, and that's pretty much like a free 50%. You don't even have to try or drop your clan castle or your heroes. All right, right now we're sitting at 38%. Some of my minions are shooting down this stuff on the outside. And at this point, you want to make sure you can clean up some of the stuff with your heroes, and it makes it very easy to get that last couple percentage points that you need. All right, so heroes have gone down. Since I took a lot of time talking, I only have 30 seconds left. Usually I would do this a lot faster, but I'm going to drop some balloons right here. And then I can just start spamming some of the rest of my stuff, and I'll be able to get that 50% pretty easily. So again, you don't just have to use minions when you're attacking people for trophies. You can also use them for farming. They're really good against taking out bases that have their gold mines and elixir pumps on the outside, as well as if you were doing things like attacking people that are Town Hall 9 in Clan Wars, you can use a different strategy which is actually really effective at getting 2 stars. So let's go ahead and check out a raid that one of my clanmates did in our most recent clan war. So since the most recent update, a lot of people have been asking how to get 2 stars in Clan Wars at Town Hall 9 now that the Hog Riders have been nerfed, and the balloon and minion strategy is actually still really effective. So you can see my friend the G right here. He's going to use the strategy, and he's doing what I usually like to do, and pretty much all he's going to be doing is he's going to go ahead and attack one half of the base with the balloons, and then he's going to follow those guys up with minions. So you always want to drop your balloons first, because those guys can be hit by air bombs and you'll be okay. But if you drop your minions first, those guys can get shot down really quickly, as well as the wizard towers will take them out easily. So the general premise of the strategy, you're just going to drop your balloons up front. Those guys are going to take a lot of damage. They're going to destroy most of the defenses. And then by the time everything else has been destroyed, your minions are just going to run around the base and help you take care of things like the town hall to get that 2nd star. So he's already at 53%, and he did have a dragon in his clan castle that helped out a lot, but even if he didn't, those minions were placed to where they would destroy the town hall without anyone shooting at them, and he got a pretty easy 2-star against this guy's base. So really, if you're attacking a base like this, especially someone who doesn't have inferno towers or expos that are pointed up or anything like that, you can just go ahead and spam your balloons on one half of the base, follow them up with minions and drop a couple rage and heal spells, and generally you'll be able to get 2 stars against their base. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for this minion spotlight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, minions are an awesome troop. Just make sure you keep them protected, and they'll definitely do work against all the bases that you attack. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.